Hey everyone, this is Mike, and I voice and play Malphaedor here on A Fool's Quest. Before we begin, we'd like to again say thank you for listening and enjoying these adventures with us. The podcast community out there is vast and really amazing, and we'd like to take a moment right now to salute our good friends over at From Afar Podcast.
Go check them out. Welcome, travelers. Seems like you're looking for a story. Well, I got one for you. It involves adventure, friendship, and all sorts of...
Earl, why don't you tell him about that time I stole that big-ass melon?
Yeah, I was going for more...
Or you could tell him about the time I kicked your ass, Earl.
I wouldn't ever tell him.
Do I need to get my ref gear on?
Okay, everyone, shut up. Now come with me as I tell you a story from afar. Hey everybody, my name's David. I'm the DM for From Afar Podcast. From Afar Podcast is all about four friends separated by distance, but brought together by adventure. Hope you all stop by and give us a listen. Thanks.
And now, back to the show. Background ambience brought to you in part by Midnight Syndicate, the perfect musical accompaniment for the Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Friends, gamers, nerds of all flavors, lend us your ears. Welcome to the second season of A Fool's Quest. Previously, sailing aboard the ship Sealab, the fools continue their journey to Meraxi's tower to battle the villain Whispers. During their voyage, the heroes were attacked by assassins, but they eliminated the cutthroats with the help of Malphaedor's new ward, Macy. Questioning one of the captives, the fools discovered that the assassins were to meet their contract for payment at the Dancing Wyvern in the city of Koss, where the fools are soon to make port. Now, let's join Hobbes, the Tabaxi Ranger, Malphaedor, the Aasimar Paladin, and Dwarven Brewmaster Ingvald Porter Altbeir as they band together in their continued pursuit of A Fool's Quest.
The rest of the ship ride is uneventful. You guys continue to get trashed.
Yeah, we killed all the brigands.
Captain Murphy reminded you guys that they were putting that the gnomes were putting brains in robot bodies somewhere, and that he was hoping to get to be a part of that venture. So, but he didn't really have any more details for you guys on that.
Seems like a thing we should investigate.
Anything on the boat before you guys get to Koss? Or are you just going to take it easy?
I'm going to have a conversation with Macy, a.k.a. Murder by Death.
She'll listen to whatever she says. I mean, she respects you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, well, I'm extremely intrigued, Macy, of your skill with the blade. You're no mere farm girl from a small village. You have many hidden talents.
I mostly slit their throats while they were sleeping. I don't know that qualifies as a talent, but I was really good at hunting in, back home, and so I was really good at walking quietly through the woods. Mm-hmm. So walking quietly through a ship is no difficult feat for me.
Well, it takes skill to kill with a bow or a blade, sleeping or not.
Well, the bow you've seen her practicing every day. Yeah. She's just getting good.
Pretty damn good.
Quickly learning it. But, I mean, anytime you guys stop camp, she does everything that you guys ask, but then she practices either with the bow or she, tries to mimic things that she's seen you guys do in combat or other people do in combat.
Please don't.
That's all fellowship of the amulet. And so, yeah. There's a little bit of knowledge as to where she's getting some of those skills. You're seeing her develop them, but as far as the sneakiness, that was probably new to you guys.
Damn. Oh yeah, none of us are sneaky, so she didn't learn that from us.
I'm sneaky.
Yeah.
You're super sneaky.
I'm a cat.
He's sneaky enough for all of us.
Fair. I'm hanging out with Urk the whole time.
Okay.
Or on the boat. Just brewing beer with Urk. Enjoying myself.
Urk Strata.
Urk Estrada.
Urk Estrada.
Estrado. Urk Estrado.
Urk Estrado. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the buddy who sold you the buddy who's fishing with you.
Yeah, he gave me his fishing rod. He's a nice man.
Yeah.
I enjoy him.
You do see him while you're hanging out. He does practice every once in a while a couple little magic tricks that you know. It's not tricks, but like actual
magic spells.
cantrips. So you do notice that about Urk, that you decide to log away in the memory bank.
Good old Urk.
Good to know.
Awesome. So obviously they drank all my beer, so I get some new brews ready.
Yeah, you had a whole fucking still down in Pod 6, right?
Just getting everything going.
So probably just spend the rest of the trip in prayer and contemplation and healing if we needed it.
Yeah, I think
Rest.
there was some
Get a good rest.
needed. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Nah, these guys are punks.
I'm good. I'm hiding under a table because we're still on a boat. Still surrounded by water.
So you are...
so I'm just staying in our room.
In the captain's room.
In the captain's room. Yeah, under the bed.
It's like if I took a water skin and poured it on the floor behind him and let it run underneath him, what would happen?
I would freak the fuck out.
Please tell me this is what happens.
Squeeze it real good and squirt it.
Grab onto the ceiling, hang there by my claws.
Like Looney Tunes
Get all
style.
puffy, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So you guys arrive at the at the docks in Koss. So, what you see from Koss. So Koss is a city built up against the waters of the Bogan Bay and at the cusp of the Charvosi Desert. The city itself is built on a 60-foot lift with giant stone pillars holding up a dwarven forged metal plate that runs just over 2 miles long and 3 miles wide. On top of the Koss plate, tiny wooden single-story houses litter the surface. A 7-foot wall lines the perimeter of the Koss plate with small breaks for archers to loose arrows in the event of an attack. The Koss plate extends out over the Bogan Bay, and holes with lifts sit over the beach, allowing fish, seaweed, clams, and other water-based foods to be raised into the city. Large ballistas made of wood make up the defenses for any sea-based attack, and under the city you can see cactus farms growing. Different creatures are known to roam the area, such as giant spiders, scorpions, and earth elementals. They all kind of skitter under the city. So a lot of those are well within your capacity to kill a handful of them, but a horde of them would be a lot for you. It'd overwhelm you pretty easily. But it's a large city, so they're probably just one-offs. In the city, you know that there is an inn called the Dancing Wyvern at this point, where there is a potential contact for Whispers, who hired assassins to have you killed.
Now, the assassins that we killed on board of the ship, did they have any kind of distinguishing emblems or tattoos or anything?
They did not. No, it looked like just a group of mercenaries. They weren't the normal recruits with the tattoos from Whispers.
I wonder if we could go to the Dancing Wyvern and not flaunt our gag me colors and see if we could pose as...
Yeah, but without the contact word.
Arr.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I like it.
That's fine with me.
Well, we can try it.
Yeah. Worst they can do is attack us.
I also have polybrew, which means I can change the way I look at any given point while I'm drinking it.
You remember what the that last guy that we interrogated before we booted him off the boat looked like? He's probably the one that we had the best look at.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Yeah, I'd say you remember him.
Immediately. Do I?
Yeah. But hey, if everything goes south, we still got Macy.
If you could all just lay down and take a nap real fast.
Hold still, please. I want to slit your throat.
Yeah, I have alter self, essentially. I have the spell alter self, so I can change what I look like without, as long as no one touches me.
Yeah. Okay.
So if they touch you,
they can tell that it's not me.
How long does it last?
Well, it lasts as long as I'm drinking, because it's part of my beer effects.
Oh,
So as long as I am drinking the magic beer, which the magic beer's effect always lasts 2 hours,
yeah,
I have to drink it every 2 hours. At that point, I lose the effect. So I can
It's like
change...
a Polyjuice potion.
Yep, I can do everything except for... I can't get a size bigger or smaller, so I have to say, in my case, medium. Or, so I have to say at my size range.
And you have to maintain concentration.
And I have to... Well, in this case, it's drinking, so I have to maintain intoxication.
Well, yeah, but if you get... The concentration piece is, if you get damaged, you have to remember that you're trying to look like someone else. Otherwise, it disappears.
So I'll have to try to roll again.
Yep.
So
Which you're not getting damaged right now, but just for future.
Yeah. So I do have all those effects from the Polybrew.
Okay. So do you make yourself look like that guy
Yeah,
before you get off the boat?
No, because I don't want the pirates to attack me. But I mean, the captain just looks over. I thought I got rid of you. He's like, no, I don't want to deal with that.
No, he's with us.
Yeah, it'll be very confusing. I'm gonna wait. I'll actually wait until I get really close to the inn, and I'll drink the beer.
Should you and me go inside before he does?
You could.
Since they were sent to kill us, they know who we are. So if we walk in with him,
right,
this will not work.
Well, should you walk in first or second?
We can walk in first, and also have Macy walk in separately, and she can take like a vantage point of maybe like a second-story balcony, just as a lookout.
She does have a bow. We've talked
There are no
about
second
this.
stories here.
Oh, that's right. Everything's one
All
story.
single-story buildings. On
Okay.
top of a giant plate.
Okay. Well, she'll get the corner booth and take up a sniper spot.
Yeah.
Details about floors and things.
Yes.
Well,
you guys are just making up your own stories
Yeah.
to buildings.
This building
climbs up on the roof next
very
door.
obviously has three stories.
The markers are within my reach, and I think I'm going to draw 2-story buildings. So it's going to look like one of the squares with a triangle on top, but 2 windows. So it's 2 stories. It's fine.
And just because this bar looks like a big smiley face.
Okay, so the boat lands.
Only 2 tables.
Captain Murphy does have some cargo to offload here outside of just you guys, so he's got some wares that he had deal with, so it kind of made sense. And he recommends that you guys help unload, so that you guys carry a crate with you, because you carry them over to the lifts, and you can see it what he's explaining to you. He says, if you look over there, there are some lifts that feed up from the ground to the city. If you are considered part of the crew, nobody asks any questions onto why you're here. So you can carry these crates with us. We will load them up. We'll go up into the city, and you'll appear to be as sailors on a break.
Nice.
Yay, pirates.
The question on the gag me cloaks, are they reversible?
How do you mean?
I mean, they have an inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What do they look
Is
like
it the same color
Can we just
scheme
flip the
on
cloak
the
and it doesn't
inside?
look like, gag?
Yeah, you can flip the cloak, and it's just like a dark green inside.
Okay, yeah.
That doesn't matter for me. I can just change whatever I look like. Oh, wait, when I do the
I'm
alter
just
self,
not
it changes
going
my
to wear
clothes, too.
mine.
Huh?
Changes my clothes, too, for the alter self, right?
Yeah, your alter
That's what I thought.
self will change your entire appearance.
It's my whole appearance.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you're good, but those two might want to flip their
Yeah,
clothes inside out.
I'm not going to wear mine anymore.
You give up the buffs?
I would say you're not going to wear the one that you didn't earn? Fuck off.
Yeah, that one.
You're wearing a dead friend's cloak. Get out of here.
I don't like that the dwarf keeps trying to get me in
I
trouble.
like that the dwarf keeps trying to get you in trouble.
So I'll just stick it in my bag.
I like that I'm purposely indifferent about it.
Gets out some needle and thread and turns it into pants.
Yes.
Defacing the cloak is worse than wearing the cloak. You watch yourself.
Turn it into a cat toy.
So do you guys help with the shipment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So you help offload. The boxes aren't very heavy. You don't really know what's in there. You don't really care. It's not a very long walk from the dock where you are to
Shake it
under
real hard. See what's in it.
Yeah, I got the smallest
This
box.
sounds valuable.
Is it supposed to jingle like that?
Glass shattering from inside the crate.
Oopsie.
So you guys carry it to the lift. The lifts are huge. They're probably 12 by 12 platforms. So 12 feet by 12 feet. Yeah, I mean, as far as like short lifts that are going up, they have larger ones that are made for like even animals and stuff to go on. But for you guys, they're for one person, 12 by 12 is pretty solid. So you guys go and they lift you up into the city. And as you come up, you kind of notice it's even though it's a city built on top of a large platform up in the sky, there's still a lot of like desert-esque to it, right? So there's still a lot of tans to it. There's dust everywhere. There's sand up here everywhere that you just would think, like, why is there sand up here? The wind would be able to take care of it, but it's a lot.
Skywalker would hate this place. So much sand.
So, you guys...
If Tatooine had a waterfront.
Get up there. You
once.
can immediately identify who the guards are of the city. So you come up, and it's kind of in a wide open space, but you can see some of the housing that's around. It looks like a lot of the housing and a lot of the businesses are kind of intertwined. There's not really a specific business district from what you can tell just by coming up. But you can identify the guards that are patrolling. And all of them look, they look pretty clean cut. The uniforms are nice and well put together. Nobody's looking sloppy. They all are in pretty good standing. So you
prosperous harbor town.
Shopping. My favorite thing to do that Nick hates.
We make entire episodes of you guys going shopping.
I fucking love shopping.
All right, so...
so as we're going up the lift, I'm going to drink my poly potion.
Okay.
The Apologize Brew. I had to remember that. I drink that one.
So you drink that one, and you turn into the last assassin that was alive on the boat, the one that you threw into the water with the shrieking eels.
Did he give us his name?
Nope.
I forgot what his name was. Awesome.
He did not give you his name. You guys didn't ask. You asked him other questions, and then you threw him into the water.
So we never got the word we needed, and we never got the name.
Correct.
The two things. The only two things, actually, that are probably necessary.
So this is going to go over well.
This is why we don't interrogate
people.
Feel
like we are learning some lessons.
To a good start.
How in the hell did we make it to 6th level?
I don't know.
For a good
Killing
note,
things.
This is the first time I've ever felt tall, and I'm incredibly excited about it. 'Cause from my perspective, I'm now like 6 foot, so that's great.
I mean, you're still short.
Yeah, you still see from
your
down
perspective
here.
is still the
you
same.
You still have to look up at everybody else.
Oh, I was hoping that it was.
That's why if somebody
it's gonna be
touches
weird,
you,
because whenever anybody talks to you, they're going to look way above your head.
Yeah.
When they're talking to you.
Oh, I don't like this at all.
So it should make you feel even shorter.
Yeah, it's kind of angering.
No eye contact whatsoever.
Oh, and I can't drink my beer while I'm doing this.
Yeah, it'll go into your chest.
So I only have 2
It's like you're drinking with your belly button.
I just like to pour beer on myself. Don't worry. It's cool.
That feels good.
It's really hot.
I can't touch my face, and I can't drink my beer.
You have to lift your beer up like way high and then catch it in your mouth.
You have to waterfall it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to fountain it the entire time.
Beer bong.
By the time you stop having alter self on, you're like all sticky.
Just grumpy in general. Awesome. But yeah, I drink that, so I turn into unknown assassin dude.
Mercenary.
Yeah.
Merc number 8.
Yeah. The last known survivor, formerly. Great.
Okay. So you guys are up on the lift now. You see where they're putting the crates. So you can take your crate over there, drop it off with the other ones, and then what do we do?
Head to the Dancing Wyvern?
Yeah, are we familiar with its whereabouts generally?
No, nobody has ever been to this town. You don't know anything about this town. You know about the judge. You don't even know about the Charvosi Desert.
Just ask the first person that we see where the
Yeah, I'm going to split off from them a little bit.
You see some other sailors that are there, but you also recognize some guards, and you recognize some people who are like shopkeepers. So you've got a few options there.
I'm going to stand just like a little bit behind them, so as in case they're being watched by somebody. Who knows?
Yeah, because you're in disguise.
Yeah.
Just walk up to the first guard, ask him where the Dancing Wyvern is.
He looks at you and says,
The Dancing Wyvern? 2 blocks up and then 3 blocks west.
Thanks.
He nods behind him when he says up so that you know which direction he means, but yeah.
All right, so
I'm stupid, so I look up. Like there's a second story of Dwarven Metal. I'm like, how? Why?
We need a taller ladder.
We already had this conversation. Everything's one story.
Head to the bar.
Yeah.
All right.
Follow a couple paces behind them.
And we did let Macy know our intentions as far as going in separately and taking up vantage points.
Okay, so after Ingvald kind of falls back, she also falls back and takes another path. She is still carrying her bow, and she's got her backpack with her. But outside of that, she left everything else with you.
I'm going to leave Kevin and the Grand Duke outside of the bar.
I leave my brewery equipment with Kevin.
Okay.
Since obviously that's...
You just kind of set everything down there and head inside.
Yep, to make sure it doesn't go anywhere.
Right.
Kevin's scary. I'm going to hope for Kevin.
The Dancing Wyvern looks like many of the houses in the area. The building is short, wide, and completely made of wood. All of the seating for eating or drinking is actually outside on top of the Koss plate, so like in the wide open and outdoor eating area, some picnic tables.
It's a cafe.
Inside, there's a small counter for the innkeeper, back room for what appears to be the kitchen and the staff, and a wide open area with cots spread across the floor. The walls have sections that flip open and latch to let natural lighting in. So the walls actually flip open themselves and kind of open the whole building up so you can see inside. And then it closes the building back down at night so they can lock up.
There are bars that pay millions of dollars a year for this kind of setup.
I mean, it's made of wood and it's on top of a metal thing in the middle of a desert.
Just saying. Garage door walls, amazing profits. There's a bar in Detroit that does that. It's awesome.
They don't have electricity to make it happen automatically. They have to send out the innkeeper to latch it up every single day and put it back down every night.
Just saying, profit margin.
Oh yeah, no, they're definitely a hot spot.
That means if I live through this, I'm going to sell them things.
And that's not a desert joke.
It is now.
Did Nick just make a pun?
I think he did.
Shut it down.
Hey, it's on record.
I'll dock XP.
We have proof.
But I did notice they have cactus plants, fields below the city. I'm thinking tequila.
Well, I'm not a distiller. I'm a brewer.
Oh, yeah.
But I can make a beer out of that. I'm sure I can make a beer out of cactus.
Yeah, cactus flavored beer.
I just had to try not to get prickled. So while we're inside, I'm going to look out, try and find who would seem to be my meeting, my man of purpose here.
Yeah, I mean, so it's pretty early in the afternoon right now. You don't really see anybody that's inside. You see two people who are wiping down tables and stuff, and you see the innkeeper who's there. The fire isn't lit yet. You do see a big area outside, one inside for a fire. And neither are lit yet, and they're just kind of prepping the place for the night.
Awesome. Then I'll probably post up at a table that has centric viewing, so the centermost table I can get at.
Okay.
So that when he arrives, he's got to come to me.
So you walk into this inn, take a peek around the inside, and then walk out to the outdoor seating and sit down at a table right in the middle of the outdoor seating. And you're there for a few minutes when, did Hobbes and Malphaedor went in first?
We went in first, and we're going to sit kind of in the back. Hopefully nobody notices us, but where we can still see where he sits.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys walk in, you sit in the back. Then you see Ingvald come in and sit down with his disguise on, right in the center. And then you see a little bit later, Macy posts up kind of across the street, across the walkway. She leans up against the wall, and it looks like she's sharpening a dagger on a whetstone.
Of course she is.
That's inconspicuous.
Yeah.
What's that lady over there doing? Is that a knife?
Nothing
That
to see
little
here.
girl have a knife?
Most intimidating person on the street is this tiny girl.
This isn't the girl you're looking for. Move along.
No, mess with her only because it's completely intimidating. No, I'm good, thanks. I don't want to tell her she can't do that.
She's just sitting over there balancing it on her finger.
With Malphaedor and Hobbes coming in first, after a few moments, the innkeeper walks from inside the building into the outdoor seating area where you are, over to your corner, and says, "Welcome, my name is Wine. What can I help you with today?"
What's on the menu today? Oh, you went outside to...
No, he went to...
Oh, you guys are all outside.
Oh, okay. I thought...
All the seating is outside.
Okay.
The only thing that's inside is the cots and a counter for...
It's all open air seating.
Okay, I misunderstood. I thought we were inside looking out.
Okay, so what do you guys respond to wine?
I'm good with a nice wine.
Wow.
A wine from wine. Yes. Sounds wonderful.
Jesus.
Very punny.
That's 2 puns, 3 minutes. I hate you both.
This whole game is puns. This whole story. It's fantastic. Does it hurt you when you write this stuff? Like, physically cause you pain when you write these jokes down?
I imagine he just takes a break every other line and just cackles.
So if we're all talking and it's puns, does that make us pundits?
No.
Okay, go back to the story.
Okay, I have a nice white and a nice red on the menu for the evening. What do you prefer?
Oh, let's see. I'm in the mood for some fish. Have something from the grill.
Some grilled fish? Would you prefer spicy or maybe a tangy lemon fish?
Lemon.
Okay.
And probably a white wine.
Sounds wonderful. I'll have that right up for you.
I'll have the same thing, except don't cook the fish.
Oh, and if you would, leave the head on.
Yes, that would be fantastic.
I will do that.
If you want to bring me the head of his fish, I mean, that's fine too. If you're just going to throw it away or whatever.
I will mention that to my kitchen staff.
Right.
And would you like anything to eat, my dear tabaxi friend?
The fish.
I mean, to drink.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
the white wine.
The white wine
the same
as well.
thing. Yes.
Wonderful.
Random off-topic thing. As a bartender, when people give me food orders, when I ask for drink orders, I hate you. Just want to point that out. That's a random pet peeve. It made me irritated in a fake environment. Immediately lost a nerve for like 2 seconds. Like,
Okay.
dick move, bro.
Well, Malphaedor's kind of obnoxious.
So the elf man named Wine leaves your table, goes back to put your order in, and then a few minutes later comes back out and goes to Ingvald's table.
I want to point out, he went to the humanoid, like the tall people, left me alone. Rude.
You're in
He
disguise,
thinks you
so
are
he
tall.
thinks you're tall anyways.
Still rude. I feel like he knows things.
Second, they came in first.
Yeah, so there.
Yeah, fuck him. That dude's a cat. No pets inside. No pets at the dinner table.
He's like, here's my pet peeve about being a bartender, but also, I don't care what order people came in. Help
you
me
guys.
first, motherfuckers.
Yeah, no, fuck you guys.
So Wine comes up to you.
Mostly because there's a cat at the table. Fuck that guy.
It's my support tabaxi.
Good day to you, sir. Could I please start you off with something to drink?
I'll take your finest whiskey.
Ah, yes. I will be right back.
That's more gold than I'm ready for. I'm so certain.
So he leaves and he goes back to kind of where the kitchen was, but he takes a left instead of a right into the kitchen, and he comes back just a moment later because obviously he didn't have to give anyone an order, with a nice bottle of whiskey.
He just appears.
It's in like a wooden decanter that he's got there for you. And he comes and he sits on the table, but it's actually a round decanter, so it kind of rolls when he sits it down. And he's like, "This is our finest whiskey that we have in the house, sir. Each shot would be 6 gold."
I'll take a double.
Very good, sir. And so he pulls his left hand, which he had, tucked behind his back, kind of like in a fancy waiter way.
It's a knife. No.
and it's a glass that he pulls out and he sets down right in front of you. And he pops off the cork and eyeballs a double for you and slides it to you and puts the cork back on.
2 fingers.
And he says, "And will the gentleman be eating anything today, sir?"
No, liquid diet. Thank you, sir.
Ah, very good, very good. Should I leave the bottle here for you?
Yes, please, sir.
Fantastic. And he turns around and walks back toward his little countertop area there, leaving you guys to your own devices for a moment.
Good old bottle service. I, showing no sacrilege for this whiskey, take a really hefty swig because I'm nervous.
He just pours it all over his chest.
Oh, yeah. He sees me and is like, oh, no. I am drinking a lot of whiskey at once.
He definitely raises an eyebrow as he sees the whiskey pour all over your chest and doesn't discolor your clothing at all. It's just disappears. So
I forgot about that fact. I don't get wet, which is very nervous for me.
All right.
Keep to yourself, waiter man. You leave me alone.
So you guys do anything, or you wait for your food to come out?
Just
wait for the fish.
Yeah, wait for the food to come out and keep a casual eye on anybody that may be eyeballing Ingvald.
Okay.
Oh yeah, shoot. Drank whiskey while I was probably being watched.
So after about 15 minutes, a young girl comes out of the back of the kitchen. She's got food, stains all over her clothing. Obviously, she's some kind of chef that's there. Or she at least works there as a waitress. And she walks up to the table and says, "Hello, good sirs. Your food, the fish. Here's one plate for you, cooked, sir." And she sets it down in front of you. "And one plate for our cat friend." And sets it down in front of you, which has 2 heads and a full body fish, completely raw, sitting there with a slice of lemon next to it. No seasoning on it whatsoever, but the lemon's there for
garnish.
Yeah, garnish.
I'm going to take the lemon and just toss it over my shoulder. Get this shit out of here.
It lands on the floor. Malphaedor, with your passive perception, you recognize wine raising an eyebrow, looking at fruit flying across his establishment.
I just kind of shrug my shoulders and like, what are you going to do?
Can't bring a cat anywhere.
At least he left it on the table.
So she drops off 2 napkins to you guys as well. They don't have any silverware in here, which is pretty common for most inns, but she does drop off 2 really nice cloth napkins. It kind of signifies it as a nicer establishment.
I imagine I probably have something with me for dining.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you have some kind of...
He's got a full cutlery set, pulls it out.
It's in a nice ebony case.
His 5 types of forks, 4 types of spoons. This is ridiculous.
This is my lemon fork.
Hobbes doesn't even use his hands. His face just
goes right in for it.
All right.
Then lifts the plate to slurp the juices out of it.
Gagged a little bit just now.
So you eat, and
eating and purring.
Time goes by. You drink your beverages.
Once I'm done eating, the plate is just slid off the table onto the floor. Slowly, I just sit there and watch it as I slowly push it towards the edge, and then off onto the floor.
Watch it. Nonchalantly.
Wine, who was watching, starts to see it teeter off the edge, and he just turns around and walks away back towards the kitchen as quickly as possible before the crash comes. You finish your first glass of whiskey pretty quickly, actually before they even finish their food.
Liquid diet.
Yeah. But he did leave the bottle there for you, so...
I pour another round.
Okay.
Double again.
All right. He did take note of that before, obviously, they finished their food and pushed plates off the table. But
damn.
So after a minute, the young lady comes back out again to collect your plate off the ground and collect Malphaedor's plate off the table. And she says, "I trust everything was to your liking."
As far as I can tell, yes.
Very
Wonderful.
good.
Wonderful. Will there be any desserts tonight?
What do you have?
We have a very nice cactus pie.
Cactus pie.
Don't knock it till you try it.
None for me.
Do you have any samples?
I could see about getting a sliver.
Let me try it first.
Okay, wonderful. So she leaves.
I'm not at the table. I don't know.
She leaves.
I do keep looking over my shoulder at you guys, kind of like,
and comes back with a sliver of cactus pie, and she says, "Would you like another round of white wine with that?"
Not entirely sure that wine goes well with pie.
I'll have another.
Very good, sir.
Do you have any spring water?
We do have spring water.
Yes, that'd be fine.
She disappears, and you try the pie.
Yeah, I'll try the pie.
It is gross. It is absolutely disgusting. But I mean, they have nothing. I mean, there are cactus farms that line the entire city, so they kind of integrate it into everything.
Cactuses have fruit on them. I like it's not cactus fruit pie. It's like raw cactus.
Just cactus meat.
This cactus meat pie. Mmm.
I'm just
What's that taste like? Vegetable.
Choking it down.
It
is sweetened. They
is it like
do
one
have...
thorn in there? Like,
No, there's no thorns. It's only the insides. It's clearly been peeled, kind of like a kiwi.
Is it those trippy cactuses?
And it is sweetened, and there's like this powder on top of it that is supposed to make it taste a certain way, but for your cheddar palate,
yeah,
it's not. It is not
exactly fine dining at its finest.
Cheddar palate sounds like a cheese connoisseur.
I mean, you guys are from the Dairy Coast. You guys are all professional cheese connoisseurs.
Yeah,
I guess Hobbes isn't.
No, not me.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
like
cats
milk,
do like dairy.
Yeah,
it's not cheese.
cheese.
Not cheese, no.
Do I see anyone watching me, or do I notice anything out of the ordinary while they're eating and I'm just kind of sipping whiskey and waiting?
No, not yet. No, you haven't noticed really anything outside of the ordinary. But really, you guys only been here for about maybe an hour.
Cool. I flip off Macy randomly.
Oh, I'm so bored. Just push my wine glass off the table.
Wait, who gave the cat wine?
He ordered it.
Yeah.
You want to eat cactus pie, but you drink wine?
No, I don't want cactus pie.
Well, I'm regretting the cactus pie myself.
Pie?
Fair.
Can't hunt cactus.
Can't hunt wine.
You have to drink something.
Can't hunt water either.
Yeah.
Cats drink that. Not a lot of it, but
Drinking doesn't count. It's different.
fair.
I am God's perfect killing machine.
Perfect.
Nick and I both immediately.
Alrighty then.
Moving on.
Good talk.
All right. Well, then I continue to sit at my table and.
I guess I'll just kick back and light up a pipe or something.
Okay. So you guys hang back.
Take a nap.
Chill for a while.
A couple of aristocrat people, or looking people, come in, kind of finely dressed, but still very flowy outfits, just because, desert. Mm-hmm. And they come in and they sit down, and Wine comes over and addresses them in a very formal nature. They talk to him like they know him. They're like, "Oh, hey, Wine, how's it going?" And he's just formal, nonstop. Doesn't relent. And he ends up taking their order. Starts bringing their food back around, and then after a few moments, he comes back over to your table and says, "Is there anything else that I can do for you, gentlemen?"
My wine glass seems to have disappeared. Can I get another one?
Absolutely, sir.
Thanks.
After Wine takes care of Hobbes, I'll motion him over to speak quietly into his ear.
To Hobbes or to Wine?
To Wine.
Okay. So Wine comes back with a glass of wine, and he does bring back the water, the spring water for Malphaedor as well. So he drops off the wine glass to Hobbes, drops off it's a wine glass full of water to Malphaedor, and sees you motion to him. And he comes over, bends at the hips, and puts his head down next to your mouth.
Two things. One, the cactus pie is horrific. And two, where would I find a armor and weapons store?
An armor and weapons store? Yes, sir. There is one about 2 streets down on this same road, but you will pass 2 streets, and then on the left-hand side.
Very good. Should make a note of that.
Very good.
I'll just lean back in my chair and continue smoking my pipe.
He stands back up and hesitates for a moment, almost like he's waiting for a tip for giving you that information.
I would probably understand what he's coming from a noble background, so
yep.
I'll flip him the silver.
And he gracefully snatches it out of the air, tucks it in his pocket, puts his left hand behind his back again, and walks away. So, Wine seems like he might, even though he's been very professional, seems like he is also very informed.
Mm-hmm. Wanted to ease into that conversation. There's a few things I want to ask him, but I didn't want to just come right out with it.
Sure. So he stops by Ingvald's table a few moments later, and he says, "Is the whiskey to your liking?"
Yes, sir. It's amazing. I'm actually going to get a glass of water, and I'm done with the whiskey for now.
Oh, very good, sir.
Poured most of it on his chest.
He collects the bottle, collects your glass, and then goes back to get you some water. After a few moments, comes back out with the water and a wine glass and sets it in front of Ingvald and surveys the room and then goes to stand behind the counter again.
Okay. I'll make it very visible that I'm sort of inquisitively looking at Ingvald, making sure that Wine can see me do that.
Okay. He takes note of it.
Do I notice him looking at me at all?
What's your passive perception?
13.
I would say, yeah. I would say you probably do notice. I mean, if he's trying to make it noticeable for Wine, then it's noticeable.
I give him like a
for you.
side eye. Like, what do you want? Like, leave me alone.
So I'll raise my glass to summon Wine over, even though it's probably not even empty.
Yeah. Wine quickly steps from around the counter and eases his way over to you and bends at the hip again, putting his ear next to your mouth.
He does. I slide a gold onto the table next to my glass. So, what can you tell me about that scruffy-looking fellow across the way?
He looks over at him and says, "I am sorry, sir," and he pushes the gold piece back to you. "I've never seen that man a day in my life. If there's something else you would like to know, I'm happy to help."
That's unfortunate. Seems like someone I ran across a while back. Oh well, if you don't know anything.
Are you looking for someone in particular?
I just eyeball him, see if I can get a read off him, see if I can possibly trust him.
I mean, he does appear to be telling the truth.
Yeah.
Which, if he didn't have information for you, he wouldn't take his gold. He's not the seedy kind of informant. He's more like the
opportunistic.
Yeah. I'll take return customers type of informant.
Well, perhaps you could help me a bit. I've heard tell of a very secretive individual who probably has some significant influence and holdings in this area. But most of the people that I speak with about him speak only in whispers.
And if you could find this individual, I assume there would be payment for those helping you?
Oh, absolutely. There's always payment for services rendered.
Okay. And you think this gentleman at the table next to us is in league?
He just strikes me as someone who's also looking for payment for services rendered.
And he leans in a little bit closer and whispers, "A mercenary."
Yes, a sellsword.
Very good, sir. I will tell you, and he scoops up the gold coin, I have not seen any of those types in this establishment recently. But there have been two separate men who have been new to the area, who have been coming here every night. One is a male human, by the name of Kabe. He comes in here. He typically sits around at a table, orders one drink, sits for about 2 hours, and then leaves. He generally is in around dusk. The other is a male dwarf. He's a little bit more jovial. Sometimes we'll have a companion with him, sometimes not. He always has an animal, a small red fire drake. He calls it Bernie Wingface. This male dwarf's name is Condom. Those two are newer to the town, but they both come here every night. And in my experience with the type of gentleman you're looking for that might be seeking payment, they would be coming here every night, seeing if their teams will have arrived for those payment.
I see.
I do not know if either of them, they don't come together. They've never been seen together. They both come at night. But I do not know if they are in league or if they are separate ventures. But I would assume if they have not met their teams last night, they will probably be here again tonight.
Good to know. Another round. Seems I'll be here till dusk then.
Very good, sir. And so he stands up from the table and goes to leave to go get your white wine. So you guys hang out till...
Yeah, I sit absently at the table just waiting. At some point I do sneak off to some type of facility or private area to drink a little bit more of the polybrew to keep the potion at work.
Okay. As you sneak off to a private area, you go into like a little dark alley that's almost behind it. It's not really dark because you're kind of on a plate in the middle of the desert, but it's kind of more... It's less visible to the general public walking by. A little bit more cramped space. And so you peek back around there, and just as you turn to look over your shoulder to make sure nobody's behind you or looking before you drink more, Macy pops up right behind you. And she's like, "What's going on?"
Sneaky little minx.
I ready a dart in fear at first. Look at her. Nothing's going on.
Nothing is going on?
I just need to keep everything going.
Oh.
Go back to your spot.
Well, I need to take a piss.
Say, well, wait till I'm done and have at it. I chug my beer and I run. It's like, get back to my spot. My fucking weirdo.
I'll pick up my drink and sort of meander through the open area. Take a minor detour by Ingvald's table. Just nonchalantly say, "Be a nice place to hang out till dusk." And just keep walking by.
I raise my whiskey. Indeed. And nothing more.
Yep. And walk out to the outskirts of the seating area to where I can see Macy.
Okay.
Currently taking a piss.
Well.
Depending on how long this is taking.
Yeah.
You waited a little bit after Ingvald sat back
disappear
down.
the shadows.
So she's
What's she up to?
She's actually making her way back across the street to her little post-up spot, and she picked up a chunk of wood from wherever she took a piss, and she's got her knife out, and she's already starting to whittle at it.
Oh, God. Probably something deadly.
It's a whittle interesting. Best pun so far tonight. Fuck you guys.
Minus 1,000 XP.
That's it. You're back to 4th level. He's a wee whittle man.
So after a little bit, so he brings you. So wine brings each of the tables some glasses of water. The tables start to fill up with more customers that come in, and the very first person comes in and reserves a cot for the evening, and then wine takes it upon himself to come back over to Malphaedor and Hobbes' table and says, "Good evening, gentlemen. We are still about an hour and a half out from dusk, but would you like to reserve cots here for the evening for your stays?"
Yes, I believe so.
Very good. I shall add this to your tabs.
Very good.
Wonderful.
And make it for 3.
3 cots.
3 cots.
Very good, sir.
I'll be expecting someone.
What do I need 4 for Macy?
One of them's for Macy.
He's about to bounce over to Ingvald's table.
Oh.
All right.
Let Ingvald deal with his own shit.
Yeah. So he.
Man, I had plans to buy you guys this tab too. Fuck both of you. Go
So
suck mine.
He turns around and he walks over to Ingvald's table and he's like, "Good evening, sir. We are still about an hour and a half out from dusk, but would you be staying with us this evening? Would you like a cot?"
I tell both of you to suck it. No, I will. I'll be staying here this evening.
Wonderful, sir.
I'll be sleeping on the boat.
I shall add this to your tab.
The two behind me, the cat and the large, arrogant-looking man. Can I have my cat just beside theirs?
It will be done.
Thank you, sir.
He raises an eyebrow and looks at them and looks at you and shrugs and walks away and over to the aristocrats table, and he says, "Gentlemen, I assume you will not be spending the night here this evening, but I must do my due diligence. Would you like to reserve cots for the evening?" And they're both belligerently drunk at this time. They're just going to town on whatever cheap ale they had. And they're like, "Oh, I know, you old son of a bitch. We're not sleeping in your shithole." And one gets up to hug him, and he's like, "Please, sir, I wish you wouldn't do that." And finally steps away from them and walks back towards his counter, where somebody's waiting to either get another table or get a cot. And here would probably be a good place to take a break.
This concludes this episode of A Fool's Quest. Join us next time for more fun and daring adventure. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, subscribe, review, and comment on your favorite platform to listen to A Fool's Quest.